parental rights, and the courts should vacate it.
No, I did not ask for that.
Well, what did you ask for?
My ask of the court was not to vacate this order. I do not care about vacating this order. My ask of the court was to set aside the restraining order and hire a guardian at Lyram to see if my son wants to see me or not.
And the judge said?
The judge said that the statute of limitation on that has passed, that I should have filed an appeal back in 2020. So,
Yeah, Judge, all I had to do is read your settlement. The settlement says that you cannot move to see your child unless, one, there is no longer a restraining order in favor of the child.
correct.
The only thing that you can do to mitigate this settlement agreement is to go back to the court and say, I'm moving to vacate the order, the permanent restraining order. It's going to be denied, so you could save yourself some money. And then I would ask the court to assign a guardian ad litem to see if my son wants to see me.
That's exactly what I did.
Just a second. They didn't vacate the order.
No.
Well, then you can't file.
I didn't.
That's
what happened. That's exactly what happened in March. And I did not file anything since then, ma'am. She's doing this because I filed one time in 4 years a request to set aside the restraining order so I can see my son that she has kidnapped.
Okay. I'm not getting into that.
If I may add.
Yes.
So because he has fought the restraining order over and over and over again since it was issued in 2016, Mr. Libiani was actually declared vexatious litigant in the state of California in 2019. And then he was declared again.
That was in 2019.
I have a copy of that
I'd like
order.
to see it.
I also have a copy here. This is my permission to grant me to file for this, as granted by the judge.
While she's looking for that order, sir, I would just like to know, can you tell me, you haven't seen your son since 2018, and I've had no communication with him?
Not by my choice.
Of course by your choice, sir. Of course it's by your choice. You agreed to terminate your parental rights and have no rights whatsoever to see him.
No, ma'am, that's not what happened.
He is on the list in San Diego Superior Court, the date being December 12th, 2019. He was added to that list.
Just a second. So in 2019,
yes,
you were added to the list of people who could no longer file any actions relative to this case in the state of California.
Without permission of a judge.
And some judge who didn't read it right gave you permission. Ultimately, you were told you can't file here.
No, ultimately I was denied because I should have appealed the order.
Oh, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Go, let me see it.
So this is the order that lists him as vexatious litigant.
Sir, you have any other children?
Yes.
How many?
2 more.
How old are they?
4 and 5.
Where do they live?
With me.
Are you married?
No, divorced.
You got custody?
No.
Correct.
No, Your Honor. My witnesses.
Just said, let him answer. Let him answer, please. You are the primary custodian of those children?
For the past 3 years. For the past 4 years.
Where is their mother? Oh, that would be you?
That would be me, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Stand up. You have 2 children?
We do.
4 and 5 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they live with you?
We have a... No.
That's my question.
Yes, ma'am.
Just follow me. They do not live with you?
No.
And they have not lived with you for the last 4 years?
Incorrect.
When was the last time they lived with you?
They do. We do have an order. It's a temporary order. They do come see me on a frequent basis.
I didn't ask you whether
Lived with me 2021.
2020.
So for the last... Whatever. For the last several years, their father has been their sole custodian.
Not by my choice, no.
Who cares by whose? It had to be by a judge's choice.
Yes.
And however, judges usually say, we're supposed to say, we see no different in the sexes, mother, father, nobody has greater rights to a child, mother or father. Most judges say, you know, if there's nothing wrong with the mother, then little kids should be, and the children were little then, we're going to let these little children be raised by their father, the father whose parental rights were terminated, and not only parental rights terminated, but a final order of protection exists in favor of a child who is older than your children.
I do have something to say. This is all temporary in the state of Georgia.
I want to tell you something, madam. 3 years isn't temporary. If I didn't see my dog for 2 days, I would say to myself, What happened?
Oh, I
My
see
life is
them.
over. I don't sit down. I got it.
Okay.
Sit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Melissa Grayjack claims her ex-husband, Adham Elabiani, has used the court system to harass her for many years. Adham is countersuing for emotional distress, claiming Melissa refuses to let him see their son.
Okay.
Judge, can I say something, please?
Now, just looking at this. This court has substantial concerns about the respondent's inability to understand the consequences of his behavior. Although the respondent has shown an ability at times to regulate his behavior.
There was judicial misconduct in my case, to the point where I shouted at this judge and his bailiff in the courtroom. And this is what he is referring to. And this is why he punished me and prevented me from having my son. Has nothing to do with serious actions of mine.
What prohibited you, Mr. Elabiani, from having your son was the fact that you agreed to terminate your parental rights.
That's incorrect, ma'am.
Just a second. And you said, just a second. And you said that your defense to her action was that you were blackmailed. That's what you said to me.
Correct.
And the reason you were blackmailed is because she said you're going to have to support him to the tune of $50,000. And that was enough for you to say, okay, where do I sign? Just show me where I...
That's incorrect, ma'am.
Let me see what it says.
$40,000 in 3.5 years.
Eventually, Melissa was able to adopt my son with her new husband because she blackmailed me. She said that if I didn't sign the paperwork, I would have to pay $50,000 in child support, which she knew I didn't have. She had attorneys, and I couldn't afford a lawyer at the time, so I signed the paperwork.
She filed to hold me in contempt of the court order. And at the time, I was a green card holder. So she used that, and if I violated that, I would have been deported.
Take this back.
And,
Okay.
Your Honor, he had an attorney for the adoption. I have a copy of his attorney, the court assigning him one.
Did the court assign you an attorney for the
Of
adoption?
course.
Okay. So you were represented by counsel.
Correct.
Good. Okay. It's a particularly sad case, but not very difficult to rule on. You may have made a mistake when you consented to terminate your parental rights. May have, which allowed for your son to be adopted. You can't continue to torture her. Don't speak. I'm ruling now. So you can't continue to torture her. And there has to be some financial consequence for you because 2 judges have already told you you have to stop annoying her.
Actually, no, ma'am.
Don't.
She asked
speak.
for
Hey,
double jeopardy, ma'am.
What part of my mouth don't you understand? This is not a back and forth anymore. Now I'm ruling. And what I'm telling you is, sir, this is my ruling.
And that's an incorrect ruling.
This is my ruling. This is my ruling.
judge already denied her sanction.
Listen to me. This is my playpen. They cut off your mic.
Correct.
So it's like my not hearing you. I'm ruling now, and I'm telling you that I am awarding her $5,000 to send a message to you. Do not bother her again. However, so that's my judgment. I'm dismissing your counterclaim as of no merit. But what I'm suggesting to you is, and this is just a suggestion, he clearly, in the mind of some judge, was sufficiently fit to be a full-time custodian for 2 small children because she may have had. I don't know what kind of problems she had, but to grant custody to a father who has a protective order for another child permanently during his minority, it must have been some beaut of evidence. Don't shake your head. So all I'm saying to you is, I'm not so sure that somewhere down the line, your son would like to be able to see all of his half-siblings, the ones that you're going to have and the ones that his father has. Maybe.
Yes, Your Honor. The mother and I have talked, and when it is safe, that is definitely something we're open to.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my ruling. Judgment for the plaintiff, $5,000. Thank you,
Your Honor.
This court is adjourned.
It's double jeopardy. She was denied sanctions before.
He has no interest in my child. He just doesn't want, he wants to punish me by making sure I can't have access.
I mean, they are both scorned women.
He's just trying to control the situation, the people, the kids. He wants to control everybody. And if it's not going his way, it's a problem for him.
I just want to see my son. That's all I want. Just see my son.
I don't foresee an end coming, but we'll keep doing whatever we can to protect our kids.